Okay, wait. Ow!
It's filming, right?
Yeah, it's
I want to
filming.
keep that part in.
Oh, hey, what's going on? It's Natalie Kim,
And George O'Connor.
and we're here on InkedTV.
Woohoo!
And we're going to be talking about some independent comics by friends and people alike.
And foes. So today I thought we'd start maybe by talking about a series from Fantagraphics by a talented South African cartoonist named Joe Daley. It's called Dungeon Quest. Dungeon Quest, okay, what can we say about this? Joe Daley, like I mentioned, is an extremely talented cartoonist. He's incredibly dense and beautiful artwork, black and white. Very funny in a kind of weird stoner sort of slacker way. Basically, there's this one little kid. I guess he's a little kid. It's kind of hard to tell how old he is. He's kind of a hydrocephalic, maybe? Giant head. His name is Millennium Boy. And he lives in some sort of anonymous suburb. And one day, he's just tired of the daily drag of having to do homework, tells his mom he's leaving, and he goes out, gets his stoner friend Steve, and they go off on a dungeon quest.
And they start kicking ass, and then they find another friend, the beefy guy.
Yeah, Lash.
The muscles.
Yeah, his name is Lash Penis. And that's as good as time to mention any that you will probably never find a book or a series of books that is so genitalia obsessed as this book. There's a lot of great things about this series. I really enjoy them, but it is kind of... By the time the third volume came around, I was a little like, wow, we need to lay off like the penis jokes. They're kind of constant.
Well, everyone has opinions, don't they?
So, I guess we should talk about some of the stuff we really like. Now, I never really play Dungeons & Dragons, but the book is kind of based on that idea. They go on a quest. They become, I think Millennium Boy is like a mage, and his buddy Steve the Slacker is kind of like a fighter slash thief. They meet Lash Penis, who becomes the Berserker, and then there's a fourth character, the barely whoever speaks nerd girl. She's like an archer.
Yes.
And I don't know what else she does. She's like barely there. It's kind of strange. And they go off. You kind of know things take a weird turn when, before they meet Lash Penis and Nerd Girl, they kind of encounter a couple of random muggers and kill them. But they get experience points from the muggers, and they get a few weapons, and it goes on from there. They encounter Molochs, which are kind of like mole people. There's a lot of interesting, esoteric, kind of Atlantean type stuff in here. The general quest as it's outlined, and this is not a plot-heavy book, don't get me wrong, but they're trying to recreate the Atlantean guitar that Poseidon, the god, used to use. And so there's a lot of kind of...
You know Poseidon a little bit.
I have a little bit of experience with Greek gods. But one of the things that I've noticed, alright, so like one of the big quest items in this is the map of Mondo Piri, which shows where all these kind of things are. That's obviously a reference to Piri Reis, who is... it's an alleged map that shows the Antarctic landmass before it froze over. There's a lot... He knows his esoteric stuff, as obviously I'm interested in it too. In the third book even, there's kind of a weird section where you get in about 30 pages and we go into about a 40... I don't know, maybe not 40, maybe 20-page bit where he just kind of explains his theory of Atlantis. Pages and pages of... He creates an entire fictional history of his people called the Romish, or the Romish, I'm not really sure how it's pronounced, who are not Romans, are not Romanians, and he goes on to explain how they were probably the Atlantean echoes of them. It's kind of interesting, but it did slow me down in reading the book. I'll let you talk for a bit, because I've been jibber-jabbering.
George introduced me to this Joe Daley wonderful guy. And I would say that, yeah, the illustrations are amazing. His artwork is just, it's kind of breathtaking, and you just get lost in the scenes.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious to say that this is not a plot-heavy book, and if I had to guess, I'd say that Joe Daley has, if anything, a very slight outline of where this is going.
Which is cool. I mean, that's also
cool. It's
like,
kind of a rambling
travelogue. You're on
travelogue.
a journey with this guy, and you're on an adventure, and you don't know what's going to go on. But sometimes I kind of do guess what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, they're going to encounter something, they're going to fight it,
and they're going to get
kill
shit,
it.
And they're going to get points and health, and someone's going to get hurt, and then go
Yes,
into some
somebody's going to get hurt, and somebody's going to have
eat
a
a
penis
mushroom.
joke.
Yeah,
There's going to be a lot of drug references.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I feel if you got stoned and you read these books, that would be good.
I have a feeling that he gets stoned and draws these books.
I don't get stoned, but I feel like if you got stoned, you probably would get these books.
I think she protests too much.
I doth not protest too much, dude.